I'm Katrina, and this is Sow and Tare, and I'm taking you guys for a hike today. Let's start in the middle.
I was going to have this as part of the weekend review, but I've filmed way too much stuff. So this is going to be by itself, probably a trek up the hill or something like that. Mosquito. Any entomologists out there, it's that kind of mosquito. So there's some pretty big stumps up here. That one is pretty big. I'm pretty far away from it. But look at that. Tons of madrone back there. All those shiny things, that's madrone. And there's a big madrone right there. Pretty cool. And you might be able to see just how steep the road is, because this is straight on. Look at that. Anybody know what this plant is?
I believe this might be salal.
So there's the main road, if you can call it that. It looks like this is either a really wide trail or a secondary road that goes down that way. I'm not going to follow it today, but we'll do that later. Look at this. It looks like this was a very productive tan oak this last year. Look at that. Well, I see sky up there. I see sky over there. And I'm wondering if BLM logged right up to my edge of my property. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like they were way into the property, but because like I could hear their voices and stuff from the house. But I wonder if they went right up to the property edge. We'll go up a little further and see if that's the case. Hey, I'm okay with that. Big fire break, hopefully. So wait till I get up to the top and see what we can see. Well, there's definitely more fire roads here. There's one, sorry, there's the actual road. There's one down there. And this totally looks like a trail still. So we'll have to see. Looks like we're almost at the ridge. There's another road. There were a lot of fire roads on this at one point. Not fire roads. When I keep saying fire roads, what I really mean is logging roads, where they logged. But there's some that looks like they can still maybe be opened up and used a little bit if I wanted to. All right, we're getting up to the turn here. All that's manzanita. And it's about to flower. And this, I believe, so there is native manzanita here, but I think this was one of the patches that the previous owner planted, I think. So I'm gonna keep going. And yeah, it looks really good. When we drove through before, some of these manzanita places were a bit browsed. I'm making a note where chinkapin is. Chinkapin is the one with the spiky ball. I don't think I see any. I thought maybe I'd seen some here, but they have yellow on the bottom of the leaf, green on the top. And that is one. And that is one. So there are some less mature ones downhill of the property, or downhill on the property, but it's really nice to say that these are a little bit larger and doing well. Look at this little perfect Christmas tree. Look how tiny it is. It's all perfect. Then you have this one. Those aren't bad. Oh, look at this. That one's pretty good. But whoops. That pine got snapped at some point and is recovering. I really should print out an aerial so I can mark where these roads are. I'll have to come back up here with that and do that. Because there's another one that goes down to the other one that I thought I was down there. It is down there. I was looking every once in a while. There's another road down there, and so this one's going down to that. So it might be kind of fun to explore those and make trails and open things up just to be able to walk on them because the trees have grown in the roads and stuff. So, playground out here. I believe this is bear doo-doo. Looks like a bunch of seeds, a bunch of blackberries. All right, I'm at really the first flat spot. Look at that view. Look at that. So, I don't know why. I feel like recording now. So, we'll see what I find. Look at these older trees. Look at that. Look how tall they are. It's so awesome. Wow. Look at those madrones. They're beautiful. Oh, we got puddles. I've been hearing this water for a while now. Not this water. This is a puddle. But it's probably groundwater at this point because it hasn't rained in a few days, so this has to be groundwater. I mean, like soaked into something. So cool. Oh, well, it's running down the road. So, I guess it's soaking in there and going off to the side. Interesting. See where it's running? Not wearing my water boots. Yeah, it's going off down here. Oh, look at that. Got some older Douglas fir, older trees in here, and a river. At least this is on the side, not in the middle. Look at that. It's a waterfall. It's a road. So the temperature just dropped here, just like within 2 feet walking. So that's pretty cool. It's dropped because it's more moist is what it feels like. I don't remember which way we went. I've only been up here once before, and it was with the previous owner when I was looking at the property last year. I don't remember which way we went, or if it's a circle. So, I'm going to go up this way a little bit, see where it goes. That's obviously the more traveled or more permanent. Look at this. It has enough flow for potholing. Look at that. Oh, more bear poop. More bear poop. Ooh. Glendale Pond. That's cool. Oh, we did go this way. We did go this way. So the previous owner told me he put a wildlife camera here, and I think it must have been the old kind, because apparently he took a picture and the bear saw the flash and knocked down the camera. Bear have been here, at least in the past, which is pretty cool. Well, I think it's cool. Got two converge here. See, that's coming from somewhere uphill, and this is coming from, well, up the road. Well, out of the ground, maybe. Look at that. Yep. It's from springs right here. Looks like that's the no flow there. It starts flowing here. Sorry, I wasn't pointing that the right way. So it starts here, and then the rest of it comes from somewhere up the hill, or that actually might be a spring. Very cool. Look at that. I was going to have this as part of the weekend review, but I've filmed way too much stuff, so this is going to be by itself, probably a trek up the hill or something like that. Mosquito. Any entomologists out there, it's that kind of mosquito. They're out. All right, let's continue. So there's very clearly flow here before and not now. I think we're pretty close to the meadow up here. Look at that massive stump. There's some big ones out here from back in the day. So hopefully I'm making enough noise that any bears that are curious become not so curious, or any bears that are unaware become aware. Yeah, there's a clearing up here, which I think is the end of my property. I do not know what that plant is. And it's bugging me because it looks familiar. Anybody know? It's opposite.
Again, I believe that is Sow.
Well, the ground's wet here again. Is that a little bit of flow? Little bit of flow. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Lots of water here, guys. So this is saturation right here, and I'm on a slope. If I put my feet straight, I don't even know if this is coming out, but like I'm standing straight up, that's how much my ankle is bending. Like a lot. I don't even know if that actually comes through. Ooh, a game trail. There's a game trail right there for sure. For sure. All right, let's see what's up here. Yep, it's flowing. Isn't that amazing? We're almost at the top of a hill and it's flowing. From somewhere in here it looks like. All right, we're here. We've reached the meadow. Okay, catching my breath. If I came up here every day, I'd be in great shape. So, I do know the person before me had this thing dug here for the elk as a wallow. So, it doesn't have water in it now, but looks like it used to. And I bet it did when we had all that rain. So, this looks like another road going that way. There's a culvert for any overflow underneath this to down there. Goodness. All right. Oh yeah, the other road's right there. I remember now. I knew where I was going. Would have been smart to bring an aerial so I can mark things on it, but that's okay. Let's check this out. So this is the area where the previous owner had collected firewood and was making a small meadow. So it's pretty big actually for, I mean, I don't know what was here to begin with, like when he started, but it's a pretty good meadow. There are irises, the native iris. He got some seed from Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife to put up here to make the meadow. And I know I saw that when I was up here. There's some other forbs I was up here, but yeah, pretty cool little meadow. Very cool. And he left me a chair up here. How nice. He probably forgot about it. But, oh, a couple of chairs. Or a chair and a table. Well, I might make use of those. Alright, I'm going to sit up here since they provided a chair. That's a sign. Sit up here for a little bit and then head down the hill. I'll go down the other way because I know that does loop. I remember now. And it was really hard for me to gauge the distance because, like I said, I've only been up here once and it was in a truck driven by someone else. So mosquitoes are definitely out. So yeah, there we go. Guys, it's not a chair, it's a lounge chair. I haven't seen these since I was a kid. It looks like this was a lightning tree. Look at that bark stripped all the way down. Very interesting. Lightning strips bark off trees, in case you guys are wondering that. Well, mosquitoes have found me. That means it's time to go home. And hopefully not bring them with me. Got one. Well, I guess somebody likes to munch on madrone leaves. Look at this. Oh, you poor madrone. Well, those are tracks. They look like people's strides, which probably means it's bare. And it happened since the leaves have fallen, which has been a while. So I'm not going to follow them, but just want to see right here. Actually, well, it might not be. Right there, there's some deer prints, but it could be both. We could have a multiple species pathway here. Looks like that was a road access at one point. It's amazing how many logging roads are on this property. Pretty cool. So I'm assuming lightning for this one. That strip there. There might be, that one right there looks like it might have also suffered a lightning strike. Well, this is just wet on one side. I can't really tell from here. That must have been the next tree to make into firewood. Oh, hi birdies. And that tree got topped. All right. Well, I know where firewood is. Yeah, he already cut it in half. And man, guys, look at this trail. So you don't really see anything there, but look at that. There's a couple trails. They're too wide to be tire tracks, but there's a couple trails there. Now, the good thing about this property is, you know, if you ever get lost, you just go downhill. You're gonna hit either the road I live on, or if you're on the other side of the hill, you're gonna hit another road. So just don't go that way or that way. It might take a while. But that's an interesting thing. Not very far from a road, but it feels like you're farther from a road, which is pretty cool. Let's continue. All right, this is obviously not as clear as the other one. I don't know if it's obvious or not, but I think it meets up with one that's more cleared, I think. I think. Look at this little padrone. It's so cute. More bear poop. So far I haven't seen any fresh bear poop, so that's, I guess, good. But we know there's at least one hanging out around here. Yeah. So I've known that. I saw bear scat. I don't know, probably a few weeks after I came here. It was kind of like that one where it was kind of deteriorated at pretty much at one of the side gates. But yeah, we know they're up here. If I let them know I'm here, then that shouldn't be a problem. They're black bears, not brown bears here. We don't have grizzlies here. We have a low potential for wolves, which would be cool, and mountain lions. So it's always good to know where you are, always good to look backwards, always good to know your surroundings, and go from there.
this video is getting long because I filmed so much. So there's going to be a part 2, getting down the hill. And I thank you for coming with me on my hike. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you explore your surroundings. Thank you for watching. Hit the like if you liked it. Share it around. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And hey, next week we'll have part 2. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.